Hey, Andy.
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So, I wanted to go over with you a few things that I kind of noticed about your company that I think I
Okay.
could probably help you with.
Okay, great.
Do you mind if I take some notes, maybe ask you a few questions?
No, absolutely.
All right, awesome. So, the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about that I noticed was on your website when I went and looked through like the whole thing,
hmm
you weren't really specific on the pricing of all your different things.
Well, generally we kind of take that as it comes, and as we talk to people, and they kind of tell us what all we've got to do, and we'll give them a quote from there.
Right. I just noticed, like, on some of the other the movie companies that I've looked at,
Uh-huh.
they will usually have some sort of quote on there, not necessarily
Mhm.
for a specific person, but on what maybe a service might be.
Uh-huh.
So possibly maybe just for a couple of your services, we could maybe get a little bit more specific.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
understand.
so the other thing I kind of wanted to go over with you was the different services you provide.
Uh-huh.
So I noticed on the website that I looked at, which was Pods, are you familiar with them?
Yes.
They kind of had different packages that went along with their services. So I know you guys have like commercial moves, the loading and unloading, the storage, the supplies. They had what were essentially different packages that kind of combined all those into what maybe the customer would need all at once.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking maybe you could do something like that. And if you needed,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, if you needed like specific teams for these, like designate your packers or loaders to be in a specific package or something like that, that they knew that they were best with. So why don't you tell me about kind of how your pricing is right now?
Well, people call us and they say, hey, we need somebody to move us. And so then we'll ask them how big their house is, how big the house that they're moving into is. And, they don't tell us exactly to a T everything they've got to move, but everything major, like beds and couches and tables. And so we kind of give them a quote on that, or if they want us to be more specific, and it's a little more time consuming as well. But we'll have a few people go out to their home actually and look at what they're doing, and so we can get a better feel for exactly what furniture is going on. Yeah. And also, if they want us to unload it and pack it as well, then obviously it's going to cost more. So.
Okay, so you really don't show it anywhere on your website? It's just a straight in-person thing?
No, just because we feel that it's a little too customized, I guess. So it differs for every consumer, so we wouldn't want to put a price out there and then somebody's ends up costing $100 more because,
Yeah. So can you think of any instances maybe where the customers might have expressed a bit of agitation that they didn't know the price up front? Or?
Usually I do talk to the customers that we have, but a lot of times when I do, it's past that pricing stage.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I can think of a few times where they were irritated that, the price that we gave them wasn't exactly spot on, or sometimes wasn't even close because we weren't exactly sure what we were in for, or, just irritated that we didn't even have a ballpark estimate for them. So, yeah, I guess I can think of a few times when that's happened.
Okay, and what about if maybe you think that some of the customers might not even contact you after not even seeing a price on the website at all?
Yeah, I guess that could happen. I guess now that I think about it, if I were to go on a website looking for something, if that happens to me and I see that they have no price, I just assume that it's an unreasonable price.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess that could happen.
Okay. So can you kind of give me a rough estimate of how much you make per customer, like all services inclusive?
I guess probably between $400 and $500 per customer, but it really varies whether we're moving or staging. So
yeah, I understand. If people aren't going to be contacting you because they don't see a price on the website, or even the people that kind of leave after they realize that the price was way different than they thought, it's eventually goes down a lot of money. Huh?
You're right.
Also, in relation to the different services you provide, what are you doing now with this? Like, who do you send? And
we don't have anyone that's really specialized for any certain thing, if that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if we've got a moving job one day, we try to send like our stronger guys out, but otherwise it's pretty much just whoever's available. And we've got some people just we don't really schedule people for jobs. They're just kind of on call and in the office that day, and we send them where need be.
And so in relation to the services you guys provide, how exactly do you present those to your customers?
Well, they're all online, and so they can see everything that we can do online, and then they'll call us and say, we need help moving from one house to another. And so then we'll go on to ask, oh, do you also need help loading and unloading and packing and unpacking as you do it?
Mm-hmm. Do you price them individually?
Yes, they're all priced differently.
So what I saw with pods when I looked at it again, they had these different packages. So like say they would have maybe removing and disposing of junk along with storage for somebody that maybe was trying to downsize or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so do any of the customers that need multiple services kind of mention how much it might add up? Or
Yeah, we actually get that comment a lot of people who need the moving service, and when we get there, we ask if, hey, can we pack some stuff up for you? And, we do say it's going to be an extra charge, but I guess they just don't see as these little costs are accruing, and it really does add up, and they're kind of surprised at the end sometimes. So, yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, and they might still go through with it because they obviously need the services, but when they see that it's been adding up and just keeps getting more and more expensive, they might not want to recommend to friends because they are a little bit off by how expensive it got.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. All right, now going back to the prices. So I think from the research I've done, I think a good thing to help you with that would be to possibly somehow estimate them and implement them onto your website to where they're visible and clear to everyone.
We would really like to do that. I guess the thought, we could throw up ballpark estimates, but the reason we don't is it's just so hard to say just by square footage how much it's going to cost. We really just need to know a lot more before we can give someone a price. But we really do need a way to be able to do that.
Well, I think I'll be able to help you out with that.
Yeah, that would be great.
And in reference to the services, I think another good thing would not be to necessarily copy pods, but to kind of do something similar to their packages.
I think that's a good model.
Yeah, and that way they don't get aggravated by each additional service adding more money.
Yeah.
For example, we could do something like removing, disposing of junk along with storage, like I said before, so that in case they were trying to downsize or something like that. Or even packing and unpacking with loading and unloading.
Mm-hmm. And I really would like to implement some kind of package system like that. I guess I'm just afraid that it would be kind of hard to keep track of, and it would be difficult, at first for everybody to start trying to transition to changing the whole system like that. So that's why I've been kind of hesitant to do anything that way.
And I think I can help you with something like that too. We'll get to that in a sec, but first I kind of wanted to show you NetSuite, which is the company that I'm with.
Okay.
Do you mind looking at this?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so here we are on the homepage of NetSuite. I'm going to click on the Customers tab. And so here you can you can kind of see just a general amount of information about the customer, email, phone number, all that. But what I wanted to show you was in relation to the packages, you can actually sort them by different criteria on here. It just kind of shows you can view by their financial data, stuff like that. But you can create different categories, and that would be in relation to the packages that they needed.
Right. So I could kind of put up who all needs what and group people who need the same thing together. Yeah,
and that way it would be a lot easier to kind of keep track of finances and stuff like that. Another thing I kind of wanted to show you was this is kind of in relation to getting the pricing more set on your website. So I actually worked with a carpeting company which kind of has similar pricing. They kind of price by square foot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we created a type of estimating software that would kind of determine specifically a lot closer than you kind of do now by the ranges.
Yeah. Down
to how much each thing costs. So they were able to display on their website, so it wasn't just a surprise estimate whenever they were giving the customer a quote. So I could help you out with that. This is their website right here. You can go and see there's their estimator. Yeah.
So you can plug in so they have what they have is the different kind of carpet that they have.
Yeah. And so you just input a couple of things, and eventually it'll pop out a number. And that number,
that makes sense. Yeah. So we would need to come up with a way to do that, or can you put that on our website?
Yeah. So we'll get somebody to help you, and then whenever you get all that information, you can literally send it straight to NetSuite. So you'll have all that information immediately available.
Oh, so as soon as they plug it in, then we've got their information, and we can call them from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, NetSuite will handle all that and put it all into this. And you can even, I think if you go to the reports tab, it'll show you the different reports, and that's probably what it would funnel into.
Wow. So these all look like really good ways to get more business and more people calling, but once more people are calling all the time, is there any way that NetSuite can help me keep up with all this new business?
Yeah, that's really simple actually. If you go under the Leads tab,
Uh-huh.
we'll click on Leads Overview. That essentially lists out everyone, and it has a similar type of feel like Customers tab. You can see all the same type of general information, but it's laid out in a nice list, and you can click and view anyone you want.
So that it says sales rep right there. So that means the sales rep that's been talking with them, that's stored in the system?
Yeah, you'll be able to tie each individual sales rep to each customer.
Okay, great. Well, this all looks really neat. How much would it cost?
Usually it's about $99 a month per person. That can go to $150, somewhere around there. But there's also an implementation fee where we kind of go through a type of training to kind of help you get used to everything, get it set up in your system. It doesn't take too long, but
that's honestly not as bad as I thought it would be, especially considering, if it really works as well as you say, and we get this much new business from it, and from the new ways that we start pricing stuff, it sounds like it would really be worth it.
Yeah, and I was actually looking at your revenue that you made last year off Lead Ferret, and I saw you made about $7 million. I mean, how do you feel that maybe getting somewhere around 10 to 12 even?
Yeah, I mean, that would really be great. I would love that kind of growth.
And I think that's what we can offer with NetSuite.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I would really like, before we make any kind of decisions, to have my other brother and sister here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what kind of time you have, but do you mind showing us this again? Maybe we can have a longer meeting and go over some more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anytime.
Even as soon as tomorrow, do you think?
Yeah, tomorrow would be great. What time exactly were you thinking?
Maybe around noon.
Noon sounds good to me.
Great. Thank you so much for your time today.
Awesome.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'll see you tomorrow at 12.
Great. Thanks.
Awesome. See you.